Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michaela Boye. I'm Managing Director of Scania in Taiwan. I'm very happy to welcome you to this webinar where we will discuss the crucial topic of CO2 reductions in Taiwan. With me today, I have three remarkable companies, and we have the Swedish Chamber of Commerce with its vast network and experience who play a very crucial role in promoting sustainable business practices in Taiwan. Welcome, Fredrik Boye.
Thank you very much.
CEO of Swedish Chamber of Commerce in Taipei.
Thank you so much.
We have IKEA, who has been a leading example with its commitment to green sourcing and always looking for the promoting sustainable solutions for their supply chain. Welcome, Linda Wong, Sustainability Manager.
Hi, everyone.
And Qian Chang, Sourcing Manager from IKEA in Taiwan.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Scania, a world-leading provider of sustainable transport solutions to our customers, and we have also taken major steps towards becoming carbon neutral in our own operation. With me today, I have David Lin, our Driving the Shift Director for Scania in Taiwan.
大家午安。
As we all know, reducing carbon emission is crucial for combating climate change. And we have to do this collectively. We have to work together, governments, businesses, and individuals. And we have to work in alliances and partnerships to speed up the transformation. Today, we will discuss achievements and potential collaborations to further advance the green logistics supply chain management in Taiwan. And David will also share what to consider when choosing between the Euro 6 carbon engine and the battery electric vehicle with Taiwan's current preconditions. And we hope this webinar will bring informing and engaging discussions that will lead to new valuable insights and new potential collaborations that will contribute to a sustainable future for Taiwan and the world we live in. Welcome once again.
My name is Fredrik Boye. As Michael already said, I'm the CEO of the Swedish Chamber of Commerce here in Taiwan. And before we get into the business details, I wanted to give you some background on why Sweden is one of the forerunners in promoting a sustainable society and a sustainable living and sustainable business. It all started in the beginning of the 19th century with a Swedish scientist who actually discovered the greenhouse effect. And he foresaw, the greenhouse effect and what it would have on the society. So Sweden was the first country to establish an environmental protect law in 1967. In 1972, we hosted the first European Environmental Summit. 90% of all household waste is reused either as energy or as heating. 70% of all energy consumed in Sweden comes from renewable resources, and a lot of the on-road transportation is also done using renewable energies like biofuels and electricity. So the electrification of transportation has come really far in Sweden. And as you know, Sweden is a very cold country. So with 70% of all heating coming out of renewable energy is quite a remarkable achievement. If we look at the Taiwan society, it's a very collective society. Sweden is known for being a very individualistic society where you cater for your own needs and for your closest family. So how do you get a country to come together and become one of the forerunners in promoting a sustainable environment and society? So with human behavior, changing human behavior has to start really early. So what Sweden did in 1962 was to establish something called Keep Sweden Clean. it started already in preschool. So every kid in Sweden since that date has been sort of taught environmental stewardship and the importance of not littering. And myself, being a kid of the 1960s and 70s, I've spent countless hours picking up trash in nature from my parents and from my grandparents, who probably threw it away because they thought that was a good idea. So, and having done that, I don't throw trash in nature. My kids don't, because they know that if you throw that, it will stay, sometimes even forever. So it's become sort of an integral part of Swedish education to teach kids that how important it is to, because you don't own nature, you only sort of cater for it for coming generations. And that also goes for when you buy products or services in Sweden, where consumers are now starting to view it as they don't own the product, they are users. Because eventually that product, whether it be a PC or a car, it needs to go back. It has sort of a life cycle. So when you procure things, you make sure that that product has been produced in a sustainable fashion, and that it can be scrapped and reused also in a sustainable fashion. IKEA and Scania, who are here today, they garnered some international attention very early on for their, you could call it, Swedish way of looking at sustainability, that it's a very natural part of business. You have to be sustainable in order to sustain your business and sustain society, because eventually consumers will start to question your values. So they started very early on by promoting this way of living and way of producing, which is very, very important. So they're clearly sort of leading the pack. I want to show one more picture before we turn over. And these are the 420 clean tech startups in Sweden. So it's a list of companies solely focusing on creating sustainable solutions and sustainable options. It's quite remarkable that a country of only 10 million citizens are, this far ahead of the curve and can act as a blueprint for, what everyone should be targeting. That said, I've said enough about Sweden. Let's move over to our two guests here, Scania and IKEA. Linda from IKEA, would you be able to tell us a bit more about IKEA in Taiwan and the way you work?
Sure thing. Thank you, Frederick.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed. 400 companies focus on clean labels.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So impressed. 大家好，我是 Linda。接下来我要转换一下声道，变成这个中文哈，因为在场的嘉宾大概都是听中文的。那我是 Linda， 我是在 IKEA 北亚区担任永续发展经理。我帮助台湾、香港、澳门3个市场发展我们的永续策略。的确呢 ，IKEA 我们的愿景是为了大多数人创造更美好的生活，所以永续发展是帮助我们达到这个目的非常重要的一环。我们不断挑战自己，说我们还可以怎么样做得更好？因为 IKEA 其实我们占全球的碳排几乎是0.1%，我们自己知道说自己是对于环境是有所冲击的，所以我们也不断挑战自己说还可以怎么样做得更好，让我们跟大自然和谐相处，甚至呢为地球跟人类造成更好的发展或者是更正向的影响。所以呢我们准备了一个2分钟的影片，先给大家观看一下 IKEA 是用什么样的逻辑在思考这件事情。
What if we could create a better everyday life for the many people? For the couples that turn into families, the children, the lovers, for the old ladies, the single mothers, and for those who need to start all over. What if we always side with the many by designing the price tag before anything else? What if furniture could be better for nature, better for people? What if we could make furniture out of waste? What if old glass could get new life? What if we could collect all these bottles and turn them into something else? Like this chair, What if we could plant more trees than we use? And what if we could use wood in new ways so that this tree and all of these trees could grow to be just trees? What if we turn the tables on food and make meatballs without meat? What if we turn the tables on tables and make screws that aren't screws? In fact, what if we lose the screws completely so we can put things up, take them down, and put them up again? What if we try to design new behaviors instead of new products? Better play instead of toys, and better sleep instead of beds. What if water taps could save water? And light bulbs could save light? What if all our stores could power themselves? And what if the best packaging is no packaging? What if we could make furniture out of air? What if we tried twice and failed twice? And what if we try again? What if we celebrate our differences? Because without each and every person, we wouldn't be complete. What if we never settled for an answer? What if we always ask ourselves, what if?
谢谢大家的观看。所以 IKEA 呢，我们真的是致力在我们全球的每一个供应链的每个阶段，希望能够尽我们最大的努力，帮这个地球降温。我们全球呢，这个气候目标是希望在2050年的时候达到净零碳排，在2030年的时候，在我们整体供应链能够减1半以上的碳，减50%的碳足迹。所以我们可以从这张 slide 看到呢，我们 IKEA 减碳的时候是从每个供应链去着手去发展的。我们可以看到，其实在运输上面，以及在客人用我们产品上面的碳足迹都是相当高的。所以呢 ，IKEA 我们在做生意的时候，我们希望把永续的产品成为大家顾客里面很能够入手，而且很怎么讲 value for money 很 affordable 的产品。譬如说，我们在植物素肉丸上面就做了价格投资。不要小看这个植物素肉丸哦，它的碳足迹是一般瑞典肉丸的4%而已。另外呢，我们全球 IKEA 也在我们这个LED 灯泡上面做了更多技术上面的投资。现在在这个 Slota 这样子的产品系列里面，它比一般的 LED 灯泡更减少了35%的碳足迹以及能源效率。那我想我们今天聚集在这个地方，要讨论一个很严肃的话题，也就是说，我们如何在运输工具上面大幅的减碳？我们 IKEA 呢，其实在全球上面已经承诺，在2030年的时候，希望把所有的运输运具呢转为电动化。所以我们可以看到下一张 slide，我们不管是客人来我们店里面的交通工具，我们希望是电动化，更希望我们是用电动化的这个运具呢，帮你的这个家具运到你的客人家里面。所以呢，我们非常感谢Scania 的邀请，以及Swedish Chamber 的邀请，我们可以来这个地方好好做论坛。
Thank you very much, Linda. Over to David Lind and Misha from Scania. How are you carrying the Swedish sustainability tradition forward?
Thank you, Frederick. 谢谢这个 Frederick 的所提的这个问题哈。Scania 本身有超过这个130年的历史，我们自己本身是这个中型商用车、卡拖车跟巴士的这个供应商，所以我们知道我们自家本身的产品就是一个很大的这个碳排哦，所以在这方面呢，我们也非常的坚决，我们必须要往这个方向去为对地球做出这个相对应的这个贡献。首先呢，我们 Scania 把我们的这个愿景设定为我们是这个永续运输的领导者。我们不仅仅只有呼口号而已，我们是全世界第一家车厂签订的这个 Science-Based Target 科学基础减碳，到目前为止也是唯一一家哦。我们知道这个目标可能很难达成，但是我们还是觉得我们坚持必须一定要去做。有关于 Scania 在节能减碳，在这个永续这一方面，我们觉得有3大支柱，我们这个可以努力。第一个，如何提升现有产品的这个能源效率；第二个呢是这个电动化，还有这个替代燃料。然后还有第3个就是安全与智慧的这个运输。我把这个简化这个大家最关切的有关于产品的部分，我们产品的硬体跟软体如何做这个节能减碳。在硬体上面呢，我们这个比政府法规强制要求6期环保提早3年 提早3年就提前引进的这个6期环保的这个标准。我们知道这个柴油引擎的这个6期这个污染呢，主要是这个粒状污染物 PM 跟这个 NOx 这个氮氧化物。每一台6期环保的车子，跟它相等同样操作状态的5期环保，它的污染量只有1/8。只有1/8，所以在这个污染上面就可以减少到很多。然后除此之外呢，我们也针对客户的需求，我们去定制了这个特别针对客户的需求，它的 application 去这个设计的最适当的车种。比如说我们在之前有推出一款这个 P410，它是全台湾这个车长最长的，全长12米。它的载货的这个面积其实是最长的，体积可以最长，所以呢，我们直接就可以载16版。很多这个车子都是在14版，我们直接就做在这个16版。虽然我们把车子拉长了，长途行驶的时候比较稳，但是呢，我们在回转半径上面，我们特别设计的第3轴可以转向，所以在回转半径其实相对于来讲反而是缩小的。所以可以解决台湾这个空间不足上面的问题。这样的借由了解客户实际的需求，去引进相对应合适的产品，这个是我们 Scania 一直强制在努力的。除了硬体之外呢，我们都知道，同样一部车，可能这个我开跟这个炫在开，可能油耗就不一样。所以驾驶本身的黄金右脚，也是我们必须关切的这个议题。Scania 呢，在台湾拥有5名专业的驾驶训练团队，这也是目前所有品牌唯一可以拥有的。除了在新车交车的时候有专业的驾驶训练之外呢，我们有安排这个驾驶辅导。在经过6次的驾驶辅导之后，我们经过统计，它整个车辆的油耗还可以更进一步节省4%，全台湾平均。就光节省这个4%的油耗平均，就能够更能加速这个我们这个减碳的这个效果。在这方面呢，除此之外，我们也推了这个车联服务，所有的车子基本上都有连上互联网，然后把这个讯息回到我们的这个大处理器，然后驾驶呢可以借由 App 手上的这个 App 可以了解车子实际上这个使用的这个状况。所以我们在软体跟硬体上面呢，我们都有做相对应的这个，希望能够在这个永续上面展现一下瑞典的这个智慧跟这个经验。
So IKEA, are there any specific Taiwan initiatives if you look at the sustainability approach?
Very good question, Frederick. Allow me to use in Chinese.
Absolutely.
台湾目前在 IKEA 在台湾已经快要接近30年的这个经营，我们都认为说我们自己在企业在繁荣的时候，也要带动台湾的繁荣，所以我们其实非常关注所谓的 local community 社会地区。第一个，首先我想跟林总监一样的，就是我们第一个是先降低我们对环境的冲击，包括了我们每一家店，只要这个店的允许，我们上面一定去增设太阳能板，再加上我们一定竭尽所能去增加我们能源的效率。譬如说，我们现在在内湖店，这个是黄金绿建筑钻石级的等级，所以我们在降低能源或者是环境的耗损上面是做得蛮用心的。那同时呢，我们也希望跟所有的消费者一起合作，透过我们的产品也好，透过我们全国的慈善计划也好，帮助台湾能够在能源贫穷啊，或者是再生能源上面能够更多做一点心力。
刚才听琳达这样解释的话，我现在下一次去 IKEA 吃这个肉丸子，我是心里觉得踏实多了。
请吃素肉丸，谢谢，谢谢。
David, the infrastructure for charging EVs and BEVs, plans in Taiwan.
OK, that's Frederick 问了一个非常这个有趣的问题哈，就是说这个未来电动车如何充电的这个部分哈，目前政府的规划呢，目前可能还没有那么快的跟上企业的脚步。但这方面其实是好事，就表示企业其实自主自发的想要在这方面做这个 ESG 对社会提出这样的空间，所以目前大部分的这个商用车辆的这个充电还是由这个使用者自己来投资。那当然未来我们也希望看到更多的这个公共充电桩可以这个被普及，所以这个电动车可以更进一步的这个普及。